Well, there's my car in video game mode. I was going to do some joke about fantasy and reality being blurred, but, what the heck. So you'll see my real one in just a minute, but, thought it was fun to see this one in carbon, so, rock on. Okay, so you guys have now seen what it is that I play in games. Now let's take a look at the real thing, see how it compares. Okay, here we are inside the car. A lot of people complain that it wasn't as up-to-date and flashy as a lot of people said, or had hoped for, but, you know, I think it's pretty nice. They give it a little bit of a retro look. You gotta admit, this engine sounds beautiful. Nice and smooth. Let's go for a little bit of a ride. And one big complaint that a lot of people had about this was the live rear axle as opposed to an independent rear suspension. I can understand the frustration on that, but at the same time, this thing's suspension is still far superior to any model before. It's not something I would really want to toy with too much until you get up to the 11s when they actually completely redid the rear suspension. Now, once again, a lot of people complain that this doesn't feel like a sports car. Well, a lot of people need to remember that there's a difference between a sports car and a muscle car. Remember, muscle cars are designed to go fast pretty much in a straight line. They're really not track cars most of the time. Now, they're pretty fun to drive. You know, the speed is great. I mean, the top speed unmodified on the Mustang GT is approximately right at 150 miles an hour. So it's not bad. We're going to see if we can go get this sucker washed, look it up real nice. Let's see if we can have some fun. Another problem is that a lot of these cars, nowadays, are a lot harder to modify than they were before. They, well, let's just say the computers in them makes them more difficult. Well, it used to be that if you just slapped on parts, you had higher horsepower, you could get more speed out of the cars. But not so much these days. Nowadays, if you really want to get any speed out of the car, you've got to readjust the computer. It's kind of a downside, but it does make modding cars a lot more challenging. Now, I don't have any mods in this one at the moment, although I have to admit I would like to. But for now, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. Okay, so right now we're going through the wash. It's actually the first time I've taken my baby through the wash. And actually I wanted to say that inspiration for this video actually came from a couple of friends on YouTube, Need for Speed Master 52 and VUCK0100. You guys are also a couple of guys who love cars, just like I do. You're going to see how well this sucker looks when it's beautiful and done. I just can't wait. Now this ought to be gorgeous. Well, there it is. It's all beautiful, done. Maybe I have to just take it out for a real quick spin around the interstate. See what kind of fun we can pull out there, huh? What do you think? Okay, now we're going to actually go to a car parts store and see if we can find some good parts, decent, see what kind of things we can have to have some more fun with this sucker. Okay, so I just put in a small bottle of octane booster on it, and for those of you who don't know, it's supposed to help a little bit with the engine performance. It's supposed to help smooth out everything and give you a little bit of boost in power. We're going to jump on the interstate and see if we can feel anything. It's one of those things where you kind of expect it to be not quite so noticeable, but we'll see. Well, I will say this much. As far as the engine running smoother, it's only been in the tank for a couple of minutes, and it does feel like it, I don't know about extra horsepower, but you can it definitely does feel like it smoothed the engine out just a little bit. Not that it was running rough before, but so you can definitely feel a little bit of a change. And even though this is just a cheaper gas substitute, nothing real special about it. It only costs a couple of bucks. But give us just a minute. We'll get up on the interstate and see if that engine performance is true as well. Okay, here we go. Jumping on the interstate. Give ourselves a little bit of a boost here. Luckily, it looks like we're going to have some pretty open road to run, so we'll see. We're going to try not to do too far over the speed limit because, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like getting pulled over today. Well, I got to say that there definitely feels like there's a little bit of a quicker burn because it didn't even feel like I was accelerating up that high. We're already hitting 80, so, let's try and drop back just a little bit, but there may be something to that performance boost. We're going to take us about, a mile and a half down the road to hit Irvington, exit where I am. But, I got to say, this thing definitely feels smooth. Certainly hasn't hurt the performance at all, for sure. We'll see if we can have a little bit of fun over here. I don't know if you can see the speedometer or not. We're hitting about, not quite 35 to 80 in there somewhere. So, we'll give it a shot. Okay, give the beans a little bit here. You hear the engine pump up quite a bit as we're passing about 90. We're going to throttle back. As I said, I don't feel like getting pulled over, so I'm going to pop in behind this little garbage truck over here. Well, I definitely have to say I'm thinking positive on this simple additive for just a couple of bucks. I won't say any brand names since I'm not getting any endorsements out of this deal. So, but honestly, I'm liking it. I'm thinking it's fairly useful, Well, I don't know if it'll help on the older cars, but since my car's only a few years old and the engine's in good condition, I'd say it works pretty decently. Okay, we're going to pull into the parking lot over here and get some other exterior shots of the car. Honestly, I'm completely pleased with the performance on this sucker. I'm not disappointed in the slightest. So, people make complaints about the Mustang, especially when they talk about the Mustang's weight, and they say it's too heavy to really be a fast car. Well, actually, they've gotten a lot lighter over the years. The Mustang's only 3,350 pounds, which is vastly lighter than most cars in the past have been. We're not exactly talking high performance here, but it's not too shabby. I like it. When you've got a car that'll do 150 miles an hour when you ask it to, it's not a bad thing. Honestly, myself, I only had it up to about 115 at the most, and I felt like I was kind of pushing my luck, namely because, as I said many times before, I don't want to get pulled over. But when you've got a car that'll do it, and you can do that fast, and it doesn't feel like you're straining your engine, you've got some good stuff going on. Alright, so you guys have seen a little bit of performance on my car here. You know what? I really don't care. All of my cars that I've ever owned have been muscle cars, and frankly, I love them. I wouldn't ask for anything else. Well, I've got nothing against imports, but this is just me. So, until next time, see you guys later, YouTube. Take it easy and keep your wheels on the road.